The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
Welcome to another segment of UCW Radio, and this is your host, Lou, a.k.a. Falcon Coparis. And we're here with another segment. And I want to thank all of you as I do, as I open every show, thanking you for being our listener and listening to all the special guests. And trust me, they are special, all the special guests that come on the show. Now, today we're going to have a lady, a woman, on the show that has embarked on an interesting journey where she started a career in modeling, took a break for personal reasons, and now, some 15 years or so later, she's going back into that arena and she's finding success. So this is not only an interesting story, it is actually inspirational for those that those people or women that always wanted to have a modeling career or an acting career, any type of career, but you were afraid to jump back in because you thought that you were too old to do it. And this proves that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Now, before we bring our guests on the line, I have to give you some information. Listeners can actually call in when the show is live. So get a pen and write this number down. It's 323-215-1446. That's 323-215-1446. Even when the show is over, you can actually leave a message, and if it's interesting enough, we'll pose those questions to our guest. So, and it may be played on the show to boot. So you'll get on the show that way as well. Also, if you're on Twitter, then you can actually shoot me out your questions, your comments there as well, whether we're live or not. You'll know who the guests are. Just go to ucwmagazine.com and you'll see who the guests are. And if you have questions, shoot them out. And that's how that works. My Twitter name is Louis Velazquez. That's LOUISVELAZQUEZ. Follow me and ask away. Now, without further ado, let's patch in the model, actress, basically a woman that, as I said, took a break, and now she's back in the saddle again. This is Bridgette Taylor. Let's get Bridgette Taylor on the line. Bridgette, welcome to UCW Radio. I want to thank you in advance for taking time. I know you have a lot of things going on, but you're taking time to speak with us today about your career, what you did in the past, what you're up to now, and I do appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, though.
You are more than welcome, and you are I think your story, and it's, I think a lot of people are going to find it interesting. You were a model. You've been doing it for some time. You took a little break from it, and you'll go into that as we move along. But let's start at the beginning. Tell us who Bridgette Taylor is. When did you get involved in modeling? Why did you get involved in modeling? And let's go over some points, some highlights that you touched during your career.
Okay. I'm originally from Miami, down there in Florida, and
party town.
Was in party town, Fort Lickerdale. No, I'm just kidding. But I went to college down there. I went to school. I was going to be a fashion designer, but I chose the medical field instead. Okay. And during a break, we were walking around the campus, and there was a filming of Miami Vice. And one of the producers came up to my friend and I and asked if we wanted to be an extra and a part of Miami Vice. We said sure. They talked to us about it, and then got the part, and I really enjoyed it. And then I found an agent down there and a photographer and a makeup artist, and then started doing front work. So that's basically how I got started. I was just at the right place at the right time.
Sometimes that happens. It's not like you were pursuing this. You were just there at that time.
Yep. I was just there. I mean, I had it like in the back of my mind. I thought it was cool when I would look through magazines and wondering how I could do that, and it just happened. So.
And that's interesting. Now, what was it, in 89, you were in Playboy, right?
Yep, they have. It's called Girls of the Big East, and I think you can still purchase it because someone I know purchased the magazine, and I'm in that. It happened in Daytona. I went to Daytona for spring break, and I entered a bikini contest there. My friend told me to do that, and I ended up...
check you out. So check you out, Bridgette.
Check me out. But they didn't tell me it was going to be a wet T-shirt contest, and Playboy would be filming it. So that's how that happened. The photographer came up to me after the contest, and so you can see pictures of me in the 1989 Girls of the Big East issue.
Oh, look, that's another, thing that you weren't actually looking for, but something that happened.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so now fast forward. You also, well, let me touch on this. You also were involved in film for a little bit. You did some stuff on some Hollywood stuff.
Yep, I was in. I auditioned. Actually, I went to more auditions than I was in more films.
Okay. So
the auditioning part in front of the casting directors, I auditioned for several of those and got chosen to be in a movie that was filmed in Coral Gables, which is near Miami or outside of it, and it was called Screwball Hotel, which actually you can find at the video stores, but you really have to look. Okay. And I did a part in that.
Okay. So. And you also in a bar scene in Miami Vice. You had a thing going on there at one point. But you also did some advertising, right? You were involved in some commercials?
Yep, I did a few Pepsi commercials that they had one filmed. I think Michael Jackson was a part of that one when I did that. Okay. And then there was another commercial which was also again Pepsi. They filmed that one. So I was just like in the crowd as an extra part of that. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. How did it feel? I know it was something that just transpired when you got involved in modeling and acting and those things. But how was that feeling for someone to come up to you and say, "Hey, you know what? I think you'd be great to get involved in modeling," and someone taking your pictures and actually not telling you, "Well, pay me and I'll do this," but actually bringing you in and giving you the exposure that brought you to where you were looking to go. How was that feeling?
The feeling was a little bit, I felt a little bit nervous, but yet I felt confident at the same time, and I felt that I was lucky that I had the particular look that they were looking for. Mm-hmm. But basically I was pretty nervous, but it didn't project that out on, the film or to the photographers. It didn't project that. So actually, it was something I liked, and I felt very lucky to have had that happen to me, that type of exposure.
But when that ball started rolling, you actually started getting a lot of stuff done. You were a Pepsi commercial. You were in Miami Vice. You were a calendar girl for a radio station. You were also involved in some fashion shows and that type of thing. You had a lot of things going for you back then. And what else have you done in modeling or in acting when you were actually really building up? Why don't you tell us your story? What transpired?
I took a couple of acting classes, and I joined the Screen Actors Guild that they have, and I just auditioned for a bunch of parts, and the radio station down there, I became a representative to them. And whenever they had concerts that came down, for example, Aerosmith or Ozzy Osbourne at the Orange Bowl down in Miami, since I was a representative of the radio station, we got to go backstage and meet. For example, I met Steven Tyler, and we would hang out with them before and after the show and get front row. So actually, I was nervous at first, and then once I met and got along with everyone, they're just regular people, and I just felt lucky to be around them, and then it just pursued from then on, just being able to do that. So.
Okay, well that's excellent. So but it came to a point that you were at some point you were thinking about moving to LA, really pursuing this, pushing your career, and making everything happen for yourself. At about what age were you looking to make that move to bigger and better things?
Approximately